Good morning, everybody. Today's a very important day for our family. It's the yahrzeit of my father-in-law, of blessed memory, Lawrence Schiff, and his name was Labe. And my son, Labe, was named after him. Interestingly, my son is 19 now. His bris was on his grandfather's 25th yahrzeit. So it's been 44 years now since my father-in-law passed away. And I thought of something that made me think of him. This year, in the next couple of days, we're going to be celebrating the holiday of Sukkot. And one of the mitzvahs that we do on the holiday of Sukkot is to take the 4 species. And one of the 4 species is an esrog, which looks like a lemon, but costs about $60 or more. And that fruit is identified in the Talmud because in the Torah it says that you should take the pre-Eitz Hadar, the beautiful fruit. And it doesn't say which fruit it is, it just says the beautiful fruit. But the Talmud figures it out. And one of the ways the Talmud figures it out is because Hadar also means the one that dwells. And the Talmud says that the esrog is unique because it is Hadar al Ha'ilan. It's the one that dwells on the tree for multiple years. So I'm not a big botanist, but I will tell you that if you go to an esrog tree, it's extremely unusual because you can go to that tree and you can see fruits that are on that tree that ripened this year, and you can see fruits that are growing on that tree that ripened last year or the year before. Normally, on most trees, if all fruit trees, at the end of the year, the fruit rots and falls off the tree. But this esrog tree, it's not the case. What does that represent? What does the esrog represent? It represents generations living together in beauty and in holiness. It really represents generations learning Torah together. One of the most beautiful things in the world is when grandparents can learn Torah with their grandchildren. It bridges the generations. In fact, the Talmud says that when a grandparent learns Torah with a grandchild, it's as if that grandchild is receiving the Torah right now from Mount Sinai, because it's going back multiple generations. Now, my father-in-law died 44 years ago when his 2 daughters were very young. So he never merited to see all of his grandchildren learning Torah in yeshivas and studying Torah and growing in their own observance of Torah and mitzvot. He never got to see that, but I know it would have given him tremendous nachas. One of the most beautiful things I get to see is my father learning Torah with my children. It's such an incredible thing to be able to see. And sadly, my father-in-law, Leib ben Michal, Lawrence Schiff, never got to have that experience. But now in Shemayim, he's looking down and he's getting such tremendous nachas from seeing all of his grandchildren who are so immersed in a lifestyle of Torah and mitzvos, and it's a really, really special thing. So it should be a merit for his neshama. His neshama should ascend in Shemayim, in heaven, on his yahrzeit, on the anniversary of his death. And my blessing to all of us is that we should all, in the style or in the form of the esrog, which lives on the tree for multiple years, we should all have the opportunity to have the sweet, beautiful experience of learning Torah and studying Judaism and growing together in Judaism with our children, with our grandchildren, and with many generations to come. That's a bracha that I want to give everybody in the merit of my father-in-law, who should have an aliyah on the neshama. Have a great day, everybody.